This goes out to all the women in the world, especially love. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Your color, I forget about y'all. This is for everybody like candy. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. And we can dip down low and roll and grind. Get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down slow? Just put in dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Bring nasty wanna see, can y'all do it right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, and then I put mine. And we can dip down low and roll and grind. I can get with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop a bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, man. I got my girls in the front, now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that brown. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump go. Where I stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, and then I put mine. And we can dip down low and roll and grind. Well, all right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, you must be tripping. You ain't doing it down low. Got to go. So the people that moving slow, down low. Yo, DJ, pump it up to the pole. It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they're worth. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it off, baby, let me see. You might get a little more lip, GG string, having so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shawty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, and then I put mine. And we can dip down low and roll and grind. Setting it off to another level. You think I'm freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get enough. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, drawing this jam and watch that flow. Get taken over like in 94. When I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on.
You guys like pizza? I love pizza. I'm Italian. Disappointed this is everything down here in the West Coast area is not really authentic. East Coast Italians have pizza out here. Would you like to have a pizza party with me? Mamma mia! Make the pizza pie! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Move to them! And then they're gonna go in the run it out. Comes in here, pizza pie! Make the pizza pie! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Legit pizza pie! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Salvania, piece of shit, crazy man, weird sauce. The sauce has these big chunks of tomato that are very well seasoned, that are really good. Pizza pie. shit. Pizza pie. Pizza pie. Pizza pie. Little pizza pie. Pizza pie. Rock pizza pie. Mamma mia. Make pizza pie. Pizza pie. Pizza pie. Mozzarella. And the original. Back in the garden. Pizza pie. Make pizza pie. Piece of shit. Pizza pie. Pizza pie. Pizza pie. Little pizza pie. Pizza pie. Crazy meat. Pizza pie.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the chocolate starfish. Look him up.
Yeah. All right, Chad, how we doing? How we doing? Oh, did that sound really reverb? Too fucking bad. I don't know what to tell you. Streamlabs decided to just delete all my shit. Going to Streamlabs, and it's like, getting started. I'm like, what the fuck you mean getting started? So log back into YouTube. And it's still keeping track of like donations and shit. But all the bullshit in there that I had is gone. The scene, they call it. It's all gone. So, all right. Guess I'll try and gather up what one of those files I still have. Like the sound file. Have you heard of Jesus when you donate? That's a little file. I don't fucking have it. I'd have to ask Luke. Maybe he still has it. It's like, all right. So I get it like half set up to about where it was. I'm really fucking frustrated with it. And I think, all right, well, you know what? It's all saved. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to check StreamYards, what that's like. StreamYards kind of sucks, as you can see. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go back into Streamlabs. Go back into Streamlabs. It's all gone again. It's just all gone again. The shit that I put back is gone again. I don't know fucking why. I know why Streamlabs decided that it will not keep me logged in. And when I exit, it's just all gone. I'm not setting that shit up every time I fucking stream. Only reason I played music this time, somebody paid me, sent me a donation via PayPal to play that Pizza Pie Dark Side Phil thing, which is from a channel called Meerkat Mob, which I think is a bunch of Dark Side Phil fucking detractors, he calls them, whatever, stalkers. Fucking the cottage industry that sprang up around Dark Side Phil. Some of them guys, I guess. I don't know. I don't really follow a lot of that shit anymore. I kind of hated on Phil like years ago when I first discovered, like, what an asshole. Fucking jackass. And you get tired of it. It's amazing that he can't be destroyed. Apparently that's kind of interesting, but that's about the only thing interesting about him. So yeah, Streamlabs just deleted all my shit. I still have it open. I can still see your donations, by the way, if you should choose to super chat through Streamlabs. But there won't be a little buzz that comes up. I'll just keep every once in a while clicking over and checking on it. See, it's not even worth resetting it, because like if I put all the shit back on there, if I'm not going to gather up all the shit to restore it to where it was, if it's just going to do that every time I fucking close it. I don't even like having this fucking avatar. I keep forgetting I have this fucking avatar for my channel. It's fucking embarrassing. This shit's like from 2013. Look at this shit. Oh, look, I got a gun. Cool. Real fucking cool. I hate it. I forgot I even had it. I hate it. Usually when I'm on Streamlabs, I'm hopping onto other people's streams. And as a guest, you can just put on whatever the fuck avatar and name you want. She said, man, I wish it was 2016 again. A few things I'd do over. So I said most of the cottage industry channels in YouTube have gotten old over the years because you guys just rehash the same talking points over and over again. That's right. I lost my Marvel meme scroll from 2018. Fucking Streamlabs. Oh my God. It's not just that though. It's like every fucking thing. You know, the default setting is to stream fucking vertically, apparently. So I'm even trying to sit there figure out how the fuck to change that. And again, I'm not going to sit there and set everything up every fucking time I go live to ramble on and maybe get $20 of fucking donations. That's right. It's the dick in the condom avatar. You're right. You're finally sick of the dick in the condom avatar. I don't know. I might try to figure out StreamYards. I'm literally just hopping on it. It's right. Reading Vindicate it. It's the dick in a condom. You know what I might do? I might take a photo of the gun with a condom rolled over the fucking end of it and make that the avatar. The real deep lore to get that. You got to know the deep lore. You got to be old school to understand why there's a condom over top of the gun. I love the trad Catholic perspective of hating on condoms because, you know, unwanted pregnancy is cool. Condoms don't feel good. Yeah, I know they don't. They feel better than a child support payment, though. Fucking hell, man. That pissed me off. That pissed me off quite a bit. It's inexplicable, too. I don't know why the fuck it did that. I don't know why the fuck it just logged me out. And then I logged back in, and for some reason, none of my widgets and bullshit like that is saved. I don't know. Maybe I should go on camera finally. Set up a bunch of nonsense behind me. My dad has a fucking replica Nazi Navy flag stuffed in the closet because he's like every boomer collects World War II shit. Maybe I can just hang that up. We'll go full alt-right. We'll go full Christopher Cantwell. Going camera wearing a Nixon mask. There you go. There you go. Wear the fucking Guy Fawkes mask. Just make it straight up 2013. I don't know though. I mean, I'm kind of fat, but I don't think I'm fat enough to be an anonymous. You got to be a whole new level of fat to be that one of them fuckers. You got to have like a mobility scooter and shit like that. And I don't have none of that. Go on camera wearing a Bane mask. I could do that. Right now I have a fucking hair clip on my head, so I look about as ridiculous as I could. Keeps it out of my face though. While I'm streaming. Eldritch fan says the red-haired queen slipped on a pair of gauntlets with sharp talons at the fingerprint coated with toxins that would burn the slightest scratch on the Barbarian Sword channel. Is this really a thing you're writing? I think I can put the shit on the screen there. How about that? There we go. That's a cool thing I can do on StreamYard. You can't really do that on whatever Streamlabs. StreamYard has its advantages. I might actually get used to StreamYard and figure out how to I think he's writing your book for you. Well, that's not what my book is about. But is that your book? Is your book just a redhead queen, the femdom with a barbarian guy? Conan and Queen Sonya femdom erotica? Is that what you're writing there, Eldritch Fan? I mean, it sounds cool. I might read it. Why didn't you keep backups? Backups of what? All that shit is in Streamlabs. Backups of the files? I don't know, man. Probably because I quit this channel like 14 fucking times. We can invite Clary on. Go full boomer, Matt. That's right. Liam Gray uses StreamYards, but he's actually like on camera and shit like that. So yes, my book. That's right, Wolfland. My book is about an innocent young starter learning what it's like to go on a journey with a redheaded trainer. Christian, you are becoming like Brian Griffin with your other. Well, that's harsh but fair. Thank you very much for that. You should have sent that as a super chat though. It won't pop up on the screen, but I will see it. See, the super chats would pop up on the screen if they were YouTube super chats, but I'm not monetized. Because who the hell is monetized anymore on YouTube? How do you even stay monetized on YouTube? I was actually going to watch, and I don't really know how to screen share none of that shit on here, but I was going to watch Jordan Owen's fucking "Yes, I really do support Kamala" video with comments turned off. Very stunning and brave. I don't want to really rip into Jordan, but I really don't understand the Trump derangement shit with him. I mean, there's plenty of reasons to not like Trump, but to just be like, yeah, fucking, I'd rather burn the world down than let Trump have power. I haven't actually watched it. Wolfland says it's his "I want to be broke and watch and see everything burn" video. He said, "Come on, man, you can figure out how to screen share. I really want to see Jordan." I've never used this from this end. I've only ever been on StreamYards as a guest on other people's shit. Like, yes, I can probably figure it out. It's like fucking somehow, but let's see. Is present that? Is that what that does? Okay, that is a screen share. But I don't want to share the whole screen. Now, let's see. What does this do? All right, make sure there's no fucking compromising shit on the screen. Hang on. Screen share. Screen share is easiest with two monitors. Thank you very much for that. I have two monitors. It works best on a good computer. Here's the screen sharing tips. Let's see. Use Chrome, which I'm not using Chrome, if I want to share audio with your screen. Okay, so apparently, if I really want to use StreamYards, I should use Chrome. Because I can't get audio, apparently, without it. It says screen sharing is easiest with two monitors. Well, thank you for that. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Well, that rules me the fuck out. Use Chrome if you like. All right, well. I don't think we're screen sharing today then. I could probably play it if you want to hear the tinny fucking audio of the speaker going in back into the mic. Red Pill Renegade says, I don't know why people are pissing themselves over Project 2025 when anyone who isn't a paranoid lefty knows the majority of the shit written in that document will never get put into law without backlash. I mean, I feel you there. And maybe that's why he's spurging about it. Because, yeah, there's stuff I've seen in that looks fucked up. And like a lot of times I'm on here talking about some of these social conservative retards and shit and the trads and all these morons. And the stuff they want is fucking horrific. And I talk about that. But at the same time, like, you know, that's not what Trump is. Like, Trump's not even really all that fucking pro-life. Like, yeah, his judges got Roe overturned, but, like, that just put it at a state level. And half the time when some of these red states are, like, passing really really more stringent anti-abortion laws, you're like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, he's ironically done far more for the pro-life movement than, you know, like evangelical darling W or Reagan ever did. But at the same time, he's not in line with a lot of these pro-lifers, like by any stretch. So he said the people who run 2025 have been around since the 70s. So take that for how well they have been doing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of that shit doesn't, you know, and I don't even like JD Vance that much. You know, I don't even think he was that great of a pick from a strategic standpoint. Republicans should be talking about almost nothing but the fucking economy and then all the goddamn migrants in the border and shit like that. Talk about all the Haitians out in fucking the Midwest eating everybody's dog and cat. Talk about that shit. Instead, you got JD Vance spurging on about fucking birth rates and probably running his mouth about how we need to ban porn and dumb shit like that. Blue Team says, I guess he lives in Florida. DeSantis was stupid and passed abortion restrictions here. Dumb move. I'm not very fucking pro-life. Tectonic Holy Blade says, say Gex. Okay. I don't know what that's. If that's a reference to something, I don't know. The fucking lizard in like 5th generation games that made movie quotes. Is that who we're talking about? Wolfman says Trump also started marketing dismantling the government. He calls it efficiency and stuff like that. They love. I mean, yeah, that's the kind of shit you ought to run on, man. I hate to tell a lot of you fellow Christians, a lot of you evangelicals, some of you fucking trad guys and all this. I hate to tell you this, but a lot of that social conservative shit you go on about is not extremely fucking popular. All right? And it ain't going to win you very many elections. So, you know, if you want to die on that hill, at least you're dead. I don't know what else to tell you. Red Pill Renegade says, JD Vance comes off like another typical conservative who believes Magic the Gathering is evil. Is the evil, the devil. Yeah, I got what you mean. Blue Team says the Chevron ruling might actually make it more difficult to make changes, ironically. Yeah, it could be. Like, yeah, I get it. Look, I'm just assuming what the fuck's in Jordan's video here, but I get it if he's, if he sees guys like JD Vance, he's like, oh, I don't like that. I get it. I don't like it either, but Christian says social conservative policy needs to be a slow cultural shift, not some overnight draconian law that won't actually work. Well, that would involve actually influencing the culture. Which I'm sorry to tell you, you social conservatives are pretty fucking bad at. You're not. Half y'all are Philistines. You're not. You don't make culture. What like evangelicals? What are evangelicals making? What are even conservatives, Catholics making anymore? Like, it's just like cringy bullshit that goes on Daily Wire or PureFlix. Greg Laurie making his fucking Family Guy cartoon with no jokes. Greg Laurie decided, I'm just going to copy Family Guy's art style with my Ben Born Again and Yellow Dog, and we're going to have a cartoon for kids with no jokes. Matt Brick says social conservatives been cut off. I think he means dick. Kid's dick being cut off already, and they act like there's a line they're still not going to be crossed. Yeah, that's the other thing. Their shit's all impotent, man. Like, you ain't going to do nothing. The only thing you can ever get conservatives fired up about is something that either doesn't matter or sometimes that they're flat out wrong about. Remember when Jeff Sessions was our attorney general or whatever under Trump? Couldn't get him to prosecute Hillary, but there was some states legalized weed, and some little girl with cancer was given marijuana medicine, and he was able to call in the troops for that. I don't know if it already came through or whatever, but there was supposedly a referendum on the ballot down in Florida to legalize, recreational weed. And the conservatives are like, oh, it's terrible. And their arguments are such shit now. Now it's been reduced to it's stinky. Like weed out in public smells. And it's like, yeah, I get that. I don't like people smoking cigarettes out in public. But, we kind of made the smoking sections just certain sections. And now it doesn't bother me. Like, yeah, I don't like it when people just smoked everywhere. I'm old enough to remember that. It fucking sucked. And I wouldn't want that for weed. But if people outside have their fucking vapes that just smell like strawberries and ever so slightly heavy metals, then it's not a big deal. Matt Brick says, lots of social conservatives on Twitter, including Milo, LOL, are still pissed about the Trump weed thing. I don't get conservatives with weed. I don't understand. Look, I don't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed. On it, hand to God, never smoked weed. All right. I'm pretty fucking straight edge. All right. The only vices I've ever really gotten into are the ones my pecker led me into. But if you want to fucking look, to me, weed is like skateboards. Like I don't like it that much. I'm not into it. I'm not into skateboarding. I don't play the Tony Hawk games. I never had a board. But if you like it, that's cool. Don't make it your whole fucking personality. But whatever, man. But this like those are terrible, or people will smoke weed. So what? So what if they do? I will never understand that mindset. I will never understand I shit on the Amish all the time. And I do fucking hate them. I think they're trash. But you know what? I joke if I was king, I'd just get rid of them. But that's not actually true. If I was king, you know what I'd do? I'd get rid of the buggies on the road. And Amish farms would be under the same safety and environmental regulations any other farm would be. But if you want to not wash your balls because you think that impresses God somehow, that's between you and him. I think he's probably laughing at you, but don't let me tell you how to live your life. Keep your nonsense off the public road. The roads are for cars. you know, same regulations as everybody else, you know, which I would lessen in a lot of ways. But the point is, you're not going to be exempt. You're not fucking special. But I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Fucking smoke weed if you want to smoke weed. I don't care. Shit, my best friend in the fucking world. Guy's like a brother to me. Like literally, like he's like a second son to my father. That's how close he is to me. You know? Dude fucking smokes weed like crazy. All right. Works in a fucking dispensary. Now here it's medical, you know. But everybody gets around that. Doc, I have anxiety. Me too. I'm really anxious about the fact that StreamYard's fucked me and I'm not getting any super chats. At least I don't think so. Let's check. Nope, no super chats. I'm really anxious about that. Give me some fucking weed. So yeah, everybody gets around it. But whatever, man. That's his fucking business. I don't do it. You know? Guy's got 2 kids. There's a responsible fucking husband. You know, in many regards, he's got his shit together more than me. Matt Brick says, Bedgelov, if you still hate the Amish, you obviously haven't seen Kingpin with Randy Quaid and Woody Harrelson. I have seen Kingpin, and it was pretty funny. And the reason I saw it, assuming I'm thinking of the right movie, is because Vanessa Williams was her name? The chick that was Lisa in the Weird Science show. In fact, that's got actually bugged me what the fuck her name was. But yeah, she's so fucking hot. At least she was. I don't know if she fucking is now. Who knows? It wasn't Vanessa Williams. It was Vanessa Williams was a black chick that was like a singer. Vanessa Angel. That was her name. God, she was so fucking hot. Thank you, Chad. Vanessa Angel. Wolfland says, I tried to say I don't think people should alter their minds, but I also don't support the war on it. That makes it so please get away with everything. Look, man, it's one thing to say you probably shouldn't do it, but, you know, there's a lot of things I think you shouldn't do it. But, you know, people do. If this is a free society, if we are free men, then there are a lot of things you shouldn't do that are still none of the government's business. All right. Teutonic Holy Blade says, almost done with BG3. I never finished it because it kept making new characters. I don't know what that is, but thank you very much for... What the fuck is BG3? Thank you very much for that. Car regulations were a government power grab by the alcohol prohibition loonies. See car dealers. Look, I just don't think you should have fucking buggies on the road. All right, it's a goddamn nuisance. It's a fucking hazard. And also, like, how come the horse can just shit all over the road? If I take the dog out tonight for a walk and he this little fucking 20-pound dog lays a little turd on the road, I get fined for not picking it up, but we can just have mountains of horse shit everywhere on the road? Christian says, making any hobby or vice your whole personality is annoying. Free, you will be free from choice. Yeah, that's about what the social conservatives want. Matt Brick said, would you fuck Vivica A. Fox Independence Day? Oh, hell yeah. Sure, why not? I don't see why not. Red Pill Renegade says, also normies need to understand that Nick Fuentes and Michael Jones have no influence in the political realm whatsoever. for them to worry about any of their psycho beliefs becoming law of policy. Yes and no. Here's the thing, man. 10 years ago, early 2010s, 10, getting close to 15 years ago, we all made fun of like the crazy woke motherfuckers on Tumblr and shit like that. Haha, look at these fucking retards. And then all of a sudden they took a bunch of shit over. So like, yeah, Michael Jones doesn't have any real power, and Nick Fuentes never will because he's absolutely compromised. He's a Fed. All right, his job is actually to derail that shit and make it look bad while he eats McDonald's and gets butt fucked by black guys. That's his fucking job. He's the new Milo in that regard. But like, yeah, Michael Jones is those kind of social conservatives. Probably not him because Catholicism is never going to be the even if there's a massive revival and this is mostly a Christian nation again, Catholicism is never going to have much influence outside of some of the big cities. I'm good. That said, though, I mean, you look at like Doug Wilson and the motherfucker basically took over a whole fucking town. He's slowly turning a whole fucking Moscow, Indiana, or Idaho, or whatever the fuck it is. One of them flyover states that I can't be bothered to care about. But he's basically slow. He wants to slowly turn it into the town from Footloose, and he's making some progress. So, like, yeah, I get it. It's easy to laugh at it and shit. But like the winds of fortune change pretty fucking rapidly. And there's any number of possible futures out there where one particular group of retards, that you thought were no fucking problem, now all of a sudden when you weren't looking, now they have a bunch of power. So yeah, I'm never going to say that it's not something to be concerned about. But there's a difference between that and going full Jordan Owen and saying that like somebody who supports Trump wrote some crazy bullshit in Project 2025, so I have to vote for Kamala now. That's retarded. Tectonic Holy Blade says BG3 equals Baldur's Gate 3. It's a modern turn-based D&D game, basically. It's a 10 out of 10 if you like turn-based stuff. It's literally a video game, to be clear. Yes, I gotcha. I actually hate turn-based combat, so couldn't tell you. But I'm glad you're enjoying it, my man. Michael, I think, is what Wolfman was saying there. Lives in a state that's largely libertarian. He lives in the more Democrat side near Illinois. So it says, imagine thinking Bedgelov would turn based. Let's see. Danny Summers. Owen Benjamin said Taylor Swift is a man. Well, Owen Benjamin said a bunch of wild, wacky horse shit. So Owen Benjamin thinks the moon isn't real, or gravity isn't real, and space isn't real, and viruses aren't real. Owen Benjamin thinks when he watched Ghostbusters, he thought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was made of cum because he's a deeply repressed homosexual, and anything white makes him think of cum. Owen Benjamin thinks Taylor Swift is a man because Owen Benjamin wishes she was a man. All right, because Owen Benjamin's gay. He's very, very insane, and he's gay. Well, he has kids. Yes, he managed to fuck his retard wife and come in her. But no amount of doing that makes the gay thoughts go away, does it, Owen? Matt Brick says, what are your thoughts on the Jeet war on Twitter? Yeah, a lot of people going hard on the Indians. And it's pretty funny. That's my main thought. A lot of it's been pretty funny. Look, I'll just say this. Back when Apu was on The Simpsons, you Indians didn't have this problem. You didn't have these PR problems, okay? You get rid of the one positive Indian role model in American pop culture. And next thing you know, it just goes to shit for you. Shouldn't have messed with it. That's all I'm saying. Matt Briggs says, would you still fuck Vivica A. Fox if Will Smith got to watch and say, welcome to Earth the whole time? I don't know. That might throw me off my stroke. Yeah, I don't know about that. Blue Team says, E. Michael Jones lives next door to Pete Buttplug, and bitching about his time as mayor is the only funny thing E. Michael Jones has ever said. I will never see Pete Booty Juice or whatever his name is. I can never see his name without thinking Pete Buttplug. So even if you'd have spelled his name correctly, I would have read it as Buttplug. Red Pill Renegade, living in an alternate reality. Like living in an alternate reality, seeing those same Tumblr nuts are now either in politics or in charge of multi-million-dollar franchises they so proudly ran into the ground. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, man, I'm not saying that E. Michael Jones will ever reach power. I don't believe he will. And God, I certainly hope he will not. But I also will never act like that's completely outside the realm of possibility. That, 10, 20 years from now, I suddenly find myself in a world where, at least for large portions of the country, E. Michael Jones is imposing his political will on things. Wolfland says the people of Pete City didn't even know who he was. It's the impact he made. Matt Brick says, I hate Chinese cartoons, but I really just hate their fans more. That's about where I'm at, to be honest with you. Like, there's some anime I like. I've read some mangas over the years that I've liked. I don't like them. I don't love it by any stretch. There's a lot of trappings about anime and manga that have always just seemed weird and autistic to me, even the best ones. Just some basic things about the art style just seem, and I say the art style because it all looks the fuck the same to me, but just seems off. That said, though, I think Spirited Away is a great movie, for example. I like that fucking manga with the demon, the spiral demon that's tormenting the town. That's pretty good. But man, weebs are the fucking worst. Weebs are terrible. They're just terrible fucking. Red Pill Renegade says 3 years ago, Doug Wilson was a laughing stock of the internet for saying women don't like sex. Guess he got the last laugh for all the progress Doug has made since. Yeah, here's the deal with Doug Wilson in particular. Back in the old religious right days, you had guys like Jerry Falwell, and they, God damn it, why people got to fucking message me now? Leave me alone. And Jerry Falwell was always a showman. He loved a good fight. He loved a good argument. He loved to go on CNN and argue with some feminist and tell her ass to get back in the kitchen. He would sue Larry Flint because he made fun of him in a fucking Hustler cartoon. That was Jerry Falwell. He did some real stuff, like he founded Liberty University and shit like that, but primarily he was a showman. He was just out there causing a fuss. Like, the Teletubby is gay. Just wild, wacky shit like that. But then you get guys like James Dobson, who weren't nearly the household name. If you didn't grow up in an evangelical or conservative Christian home, you probably don't even know who the fuck James Dobson is. James Dobson was a fucking kingmaker in the Republican Party in his day. If you were running for president in the primary, that was a man you had to contend with. James Dobson's like the fucking evangelical Oprah. Every fucking evangelical mom knows who the fuck James Dobson is and has raised her kids by his sometimes fucking crazy advice. And Doug Wilson kind of has the best attributes of both. Doug Wilson's a showman. He knows how to make YouTube videos. He knows how to make a fucking name for himself. He knows how to make a stink. And he also knows how to quietly fucking gather power. I laugh at E. Michael Jones because E. Michael Jones is just dollar store Catholic version of fucking Jordan Peterson. But Doug Wilson could potentially have real impacts on the body politics in this country, much of which would be good in all fairness. A lot of which would be very bad. Doug Wilson is something to keep your eyes on if you're watching politics. Danny Summers says, E. Michael Jones said the Jews did the Reformation. That was enough to discredit him in my eyes. It's kind of weird that the Jews did the Reformation, considering, I have a book written by Martin Luther all about how much the Jews suck. Don't lie, you're having more fun without your non-Chinese cartoons popping up every second. Well, I missed the Bulbasaur, and at the very least, I want to get the fucking "Have you heard of Jesus" with the little dancing Bulbasaur back for when I get super chats, which I haven't gotten any yet. I don't know what's up, people. I'm not seeing any fucking super chats. Disappointed in y'all. Where's my super chat money? I'm poor. I need fucking super chat money. Moscow, Indiana is the town with the serial killer killing the co-eds a few years ago. I did not know that. I still love that Doug Wilson clip where it's like women don't like sex. It's amazing how many times you see conservative guys like pinup girls greater than waifus. This is true, yes. But yeah, it's amazing how many times that kind of shit comes up on the right. Like you get like manosphere guys being like, yeah, the female orgasm's a myth, or Ben Shapiro, pussies don't get that wet. E. Michael Jones also thinks Protestants follow Satan. I think fucking E. Michael Jones follows Satan for. I won't say that all Catholics aren't saved by any stretch. I'm not going to go that far, but E. Michael Jones is not fucking saved. I don't see a shred of evidence that there's the Holy Spirit in that man. Millennial Tomb. Sorry, I need to save my neat bucks for goth pogs. Well, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. You could still send $1. Roosh said lifting weights satanic. Roosh went batshit fucking crazy. Holy shit, man. Matt Brick says, Bedrov, you need to watch Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans with Nicolas Cage. I'll keep that in mind. College fan says, I had to step out for 10 minutes. Did I miss anything? You missed all the greatest stuff that we're ever going to do. And you'll never see it now because I'm going to probably delete this stream. Let's see. I want a comic crossover of Hannibal versus the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger as well. I mean, I don't know that that's the best idea, but I'd probably check it out. Why not? I'm a sucker for crossovers. The most hilarious Red Pill Renegade. Most hilarious thing I heard all week was the media acting as if Kamala Harris being endorsed by every neocon warhawk and crony corpo was a good thing. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, Dick Cheney endorsed you. Isn't that great? I'm like, Dick Cheney, really? The most cartoonishly evil man in politics in the last 50 fucking years? Returner. Roosh also thinks Saffron Rose is based, and he was friends with habitual pedo and also died. I'm sorry. There's a lot to process in this statement here. Roosh also thinks Saffron Rose is based, and he was friends with a habitual pedo and also died of an anus-related infection. Okay, well, I don't know who Saffron Rose is, but apparently that man lived a wild life. Died of an anus-related infection. I believe anus-related infection is the name of Milo's new band. Thoughts on America First? You mean the Nick Fuentes gay shit? I think Nick Fuentes is an evil little fag. That's what I think of Nick Fuentes. If you're talking to America First, the idea, like the concept that maybe, our politics should be concerned with our own country's self-interest first and not give all our money away to Israel or go in debt to China or consider the preservation of the Ukraine our top priority. I guess I agree with that. But as far as the movement of Nick Fuentes and the Cat Boys, I'm not a fan. So he says, didn't Roosh struggle with basic labor? Yes, Wolfland. In fact, I remember he was like 40 when he wrote this article. It was after he went all trad and all this other dumb shit. He's like, yeah, I'm really getting back to getting back to. He's like, I used a wheelbarrow for the first. He's so proud of it, like he just learned how to drive a fucking combiner or something. He's like, I used a wheelbarrow. I'm like, cool. That man truly never worked a day in his life. Eldridge fan, does Roosh even have an online presence anymore? Last I checked his website, there was nothing. He said it was encouraging his vanity. What a lunatic. Roosh is the greatest example I know of currently of someone that has found religion and not God. Saffron Rose was some Orthodox crony, lived at a monastery he co-founded with a confirmed diddler. That's not surprising. I don't trust the monasteries. Let's see. Nick Fuentes fits into most overhead storage compartments. This is his only redeeming feature. So he says Nick Fuentes is there, so nobody can claim to be America First without being called a Fed. Oh, Nick Fuentes is definitely propped up by, if not government spook money, he's propped up by like Con Inc. motherfuckers, like Koch brothers type guys. Yeah, he's definitely compromised in that way. I have no doubt. Like, it's so weird that as soon as he got his Twitter account back, all these fucking right-wing influencers were suddenly like, oh, Nick, it's great to have you back. Like the previous 3 or 4 years hadn't happened of him going crazy and being Kanye West boyfriend and having catboy dates. Matt Briggs says, Roosh actually jumped from various forms of orthodoxy before he just nuked his online presence. Unfortunately for him, if you Google him, all the same old stuff comes up. Metal Person J, Roosh, what a retarded disaster. Returner says, you should come hang out in the CF Telegram sometimes. Oh, yeah, Common Filth. I keep forgetting Returner is Common Filth. I just made some money gambling on crypto. Visa gift card coming your way at some point, buddy. Well, thank you very much for that. I don't have a Telegram. My good buddy, who's totally not me, Andrew Banner, has Twitter, books_Andy. I'm on Discord, and I keep a Facebook just to keep in touch with some normie friends and family, but I don't have Telegram. I guess I still technically have a Gab. I don't use it because Gab is fucking gay. See, Roosh's forum is archived by old members, but it's a ghost town. Matt Brick, CF, I thought gambling was degenerate. Yeah, that's a weird thing that like evangelicals in particular come up with. There's nothing in the fucking Bible about gambling being a sin. It's not there at all. And it feels like if it was, God would have mentioned it. I don't know. Like, yeah, if you're gambling your whole fucking paycheck away, then obviously that's not good. But that's a question of excess, not the thing itself. But if you were to ask like any fucking conservative Protestant, they'd tell you gambling's a sin. If I ever win the fucking Powerball, I'm going to gather like all the local churches in my area, all the fucking conservative, Protestant, evangelical leaning fucking churches. And I'm going to be like, the first one of you that admits that gambling is not a sin and you're all full of shit gets this tithe. Matt Brick, Roosh's old forum members made a new forum without Roosh called ChristIsKing.cc. I think it's pretty hilarious. I used to be on the Roosh forum a little bit when I worked Reaction, and I like would peruse it, and it's just like at the time that was when he was on his Manosphere bullshit, and it's like this really just feels like a bunch of nerds in closet cases arguing over who's more alpha and level 9 Sigma, and then it just turned into like a bunch of nerds in closet cases arguing over who's more holy. Returner says, you're probably right, Matt, but I barely had to work in 2021 because of the meme coin casino. Gambling is not a sin. It's not, though. If you're gambling all the time, it's probably not a good idea. Like Mersh probably has a gambling problem based on what he talks about. Like, Mersh, you can watch a sports ball game without putting fucking $500 on it. I'm just saying. Or watch something else, God fucking forbid. She said, I once played poker against some triads at a casino. Pretty scary, not going to lie. I'm not a big gambler myself. I'll buy a lottery ticket once in a while. That's about the extent of it with me. Danny Summers. Vox Day's hierarchy is the best because it lets me identify as Sigma. And so many people have adopted that shit, a lot of it ironic and all, but like nobody ever gives Vox credit for that shit, and that's got to chap his ass. Because he really thought when he came up with this is going to make him a household name. Returner says new CF uploads are only on Odyssey and Rumble. I'll have to check for you on Rumble on there. I do have a Rumble account. I like Rumble because it I can actually get it the fuck on my Roku, which is kind of nice being able to watch it on the TV. Without having to like share screen off of my fucking phone or something. It's just on the Roku. That's nice. Like it's on the Roku easily enough I can get my dad to go on it. Kick's not on there. I know, like, I stopped watching Kino Casino for the most part when I went on Kick. I know they've been going hard on Rich from Review Tech USA, which is kind of cool because he sucks. But I just haven't watched them in ages because fucking Kick doesn't. Maybe it works on my new phone. I haven't tried Kick on my new phone. On my last phone, it never fucking worked. So I felt like I had to sit down at the laptop to fucking get to watch them, and it's like, let's see. Metal Persons Jay says, if you were to watch / riff a Sonic Sad M episode, you think YouTube would Oive shut it down? I don't know, man. I don't know. Lord knows Sega barely wants to acknowledge that shit. I don't think Dick, I know it's funny, but DIC, the fucking animation studio that put all that shit out, I don't think they're really big on pushing copyright shit. I don't know. I could probably get away with that. I have to figure out how to do it on StreamYards, I guess, because let's see. Outer Trans says, any opinions on Vox's Throne of Bones? I picked that one up for 99 cents and never read it yet. Should I give it a try? I haven't read that either. I did read his book, Summa Helvetica. They wrote somewhere in the 2000s. And it's not even under like Vox Day. It's under like Theodore Blue, his actual name. but that's pretty good. The only real critique I would have of it is it has a bit of a pacing issue. It's kind of slow at first, and then the pace just goes like exponentially shoots up in speed. Oh, it was like he was only allowed a certain amount of pages and realized he was running out. Like that's how much the pace kind of just speeds rapidly up. That said, though, everything else about it was pretty damn good. He says, "What episode has the most Sally in it?" Well, that's probably the one we would watch. I mean, if we're gonna watch an episode, watch the best one. Let's see, Red Pill Renegade. I swear, the people I know that think we're in a good economy simply because they can still afford Netflix subscriptions and chicken tenders. Yeah, I wouldn't say that makes us in a good economy. And I mean, that's rapidly fucking all meat's going up in price, and every one of these streaming services getting fucking stupid. I'm about ready to cut some of them. Really, the only reason I have half of them is because the old man watches that shit. I can go ages without firing even one of them up. Like most of the time, I'll just watch YouTube if I'm down there. I think I might get rid of Disney Plus. If I could find some of them old Marvel cartoons on DVD, I wouldn't need Disney Plus at all. Oh, man. Oh, still no super chats. Oh, my gosh. It's terrible. I know Mr. Bones said like, play Ailstorm next stream. I mean, again, I don't know if the potato laptop can handle it. And Disney HIV Plus. There's not much on Disney Plus I like. I watch Hulu a decent amount, but that shit, even that's mostly for like fucking Family Guy reruns and shit. Says we're all broke. I opened my wallet and the moths start panhandling. I feel you, man. I feel you on that. Man, there's a new rip-off verse I was going to play and shit. Maybe if I get on this next time I go live, I'll try and get on this on Chrome and just play around with it before I go live and see if I can actually figure out how to use this shit. So Returner says, let's see. I don't even watch new stuff anymore. Last movie I watched was Godzilla -1 back in December because one of my followers told me to. Very good. Last one before that was Uncut Gems in February. I just watched the new Beetlejuice movie. It's pretty good. I liked it quite a bit. Like, it's not as good as the original, but the original fucking rules. So it's in that Ghostbusters 2 camp where it's real, or like RoboCop 2. You can say the same thing. It's really good. It's just the movie, the preceding movie, or it's a fucking masterpiece. Somebody says, "Are the new Orville episodes any good?" You talking about the new season they did like last year? They're not new ones right now, but no, the last season of Orville fucking rules. Like, absolutely. Is it Beetlejuice, the movie or the cartoon? No, there's a new movie. There's a new movie. Although the cartoon's on Tubi, if you want to watch the cartoon. Tubi's probably the best fucking streaming service, and it's free. Danny Summers says, last movie I saw was a date dragging me to Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Shit, that was like 2014. It was like 10 years ago, I think. Wolfland says, I only watch stuff made by 3 people in a shed somewhere. Matt Brick says, The Returner. I love that new Uncut Gems review on the NW channel. Please do. Oh, yeah, nostalgia one. Please do more of those, please. Turner. Thanks, Matt. Glad you liked it. Everything has been folded into Rumble and Odyssey. Someone told me to watch a documentary about Japanese perverts. I do commentary on that. I don't know. They told you to watch a documentary about the anime industry? Yeah, apparently. Matt Brooks said apparently the dad from the Beetlejuice movie isn't going to be in it because he had been convicted of sex crimes. I actually thought he had died, and that's why he wasn't in it. Because it's weird, like he dies in the movie at getting like his head bitten off by a shark. So you see him in the afterlife with his head bitten off, and then you see like a flashback of how he died. Like he's in a plane and it goes down in the ocean, and they do it in like all claymation, and it looks like him. So they probably. Plus his pictures on the gravestone, so they probably had to at least pay for his likeness rights. I thought he had just died. Like I thought maybe the actor had just died or something because like fucking 35 years since Beetlejuice came out. Let's see. Red Pill Renegade says the only movie I've any interest in Sonic 3. Yes, there's a possibility it might bomb because of Shadow, but the Sonic fanboy in me is screaming to go see it. I might watch it when it comes out on like streaming or something. I don't really have. I saw the last two in the theater. I liked the second one quite a bit. First one was serviceable. Second one, there was enough Easter eggs to like Knuckles and Tails being in it to the games I liked. But it's like now it's based on the games that I didn't like. So I don't know. Might just pass. Matt Brick says, by the way, what's with them waiting 40 years to make sequels like this? Good Burger comes to mind also. I think a lot of it, and like to some extent, I'm kind of glad that like things can get a second wind even after they've been dormant for a long time. But it's also indicative of the fact that, let's be real, they're afraid to do anything fucking new. They're afraid to do something that doesn't have some established IP behind it. And there's many reasons for that. I mean, yeah, the quality in Hollywood has gone down in a lot of ways, but there's also like, they destroyed the DVD market. They destroyed that because they don't want you owning anything. So we're going to make it all 45 fucking streaming services. They used to have a good deal. They'd get a theater run, then they'd get DVD sales, and maybe they could dump some of their stuff on the one streaming service that everybody had, and they'd make their fucking money. But they all had to be greedy. They all had to have their own fucking streaming service. They had to fucking kill the DVD market. And then, think of like all the R-rated comedies you like, or the like more high-end dramas and shit like that. Most of them made their money in DVDs. Like the last 20 years. Most of them made their money after the theater. Like if you were like me, back in the 2000s, I just saw movies if I wanted to see them. Fuck it. I like going to the movies. Fun. But, I saw like Euro Trip in the theater, or like Old School, or fucking Mean Girls and movies like that. And every time I'd go see movies like that in the theater, like a comedy movie, there'd just be like nobody. It's just dead. Opening night. It's like me and like 3 other people. Those movies made their money on DVD. So yeah, if it's not some established IP, they're not going to risk it because it's like you make your money in the theater or are you fucked? And also, like, nobody has any fucking money, and it's a movie takes like $15 fucking dollars. Imagine if you had fucking kids. Red Pill Renegade says DVD market isn't completely dead since I was able to pick up old classic movies online for a decent price, even in this economy. Oh yeah, they're still making DVDs. It's just they've hidden them. FYE barely fucking exists anymore. Target barely has any fucking DVDs. They oddly enough have a book section now. That's where all the DVDs used to be, at least the ones around me. Walmart's still holding on to physical media, but that's about it. But that's where they made a lot of their money, and they're not making it on streaming. They're just not. The fucking business model for streaming is not there. Yeah, Walmart does still, a lot of people in chat saying that Walmart does still have decent DVD selection. It's kind of a shame because, like, at least in my area, the Walmart is fucking trash. Like, the Target's actually nice. God, the Walmart fucking like the only white motherfucker in my Walmart. Just Blu-rays never killed DVDs. Blu-rays never caught on because there was never a really good enough reason to fucking switch to Blu-rays. It's like, here's $10 more, and you probably won't even notice the difference. Matt Brick says I just found lust in the time of autism at the bottom of the Walmart bargain bin. Oh, man. Rini playing Ninja Turtles in a fucking fedora in a field. Oh, man. Good times. But hey, you know, he put it out there. Good for him, I guess. Turner says, because DVDs are acceptable quality, watching on a smaller screen, you really can't notice the difference. Yeah, man, I don't see much of a difference between Blu-ray and DVD. The only difference is now is the handful of times they do like good amount of like behind the scenes shit and commentary. You'll only get that on the Blu-ray, which kind of sucks. Outage fan says, I thought Lust in Heartache was pretty good. Well, it's something. It's something all right. Red Pill Renegades. Also, these culture warrior assholes need to stop accusing folks of bigotry and discrimination every time work of fiction gets review bombed. It's called having standards, not is toe for you. Just says that was peak Beckloff and Arini. I wasn't in Lust at a time. All right, are you kidding me? I don't even come on camera for my streams. Nobody needs to see my ugly mug. I'm a hideous chud. All right? I don't need to go on and play fucking Ninja Turtles in a field. That's not for me. Plus, I'd have to go to Canada. I would have had to go to Canada. And ew. I mean, that time period. I guess. I think he might have put that movie out before I really even had much of a YouTube presence, to be honest. I think I was still doing like my blog. Wolfland says something people don't get about the culture warriors is ruining everything is the goal. Yeah, now they're all like, if you don't like the Minecraft movie, well, it's not for you. And I'm like, well, it's definitely not for me because I'm not a retarded ass Zoomer, okay? I remember pre-9/11 America, so yeah, the Minecraft movie is not for me. Also, I don't think a Minecraft movie was ever going to not suck because it's a Minecraft movie. But yes, thank you for telling me it's not for me. Thanks, Kotaku. I'll make sure I don't see it then. If it bombs, don't blame me. I doubt it will bomb because I'm sure everybody fucking born after the year 2005 is going to see it. Eldridge fan, I just realized I've been listening to you for almost 10 years. It's depressing. Well, it's depressing for me too. Wow, Becklove, you're my spoonie. Look, don't tell me how to stream, all right? Don't tell me how to use StreamYards. I need to just play some PC game no one's ever heard of. I just sit here talking about wanting to kill myself. Then I can be spoonie. Matt Brick, how much would it cost to crowdsource you watching Lady Ballers? Oh, God. I'm so glad he forgot about it, but my dad actually like saw the commercials today. He's like, yeah, we got to watch that. Which one is the Daily Wire Plus? We need to get the Daily Wire Plus. I was like, Jesus. And then I explained to him that like those are the same people that sold those shitty razors that were dull as butter knives. I'm like, maybe this isn't going to be a good movie. So he says Minecraft movie is meant for kids, but it's mostly 35-year-old childless redditors in it. See, I don't like the excuse though. It's made for kids, so it can be dog shit. I don't like that excuse. Like, you could still make a really good movie that is that is aimed primarily at children, but could easily be enjoyed by adults. There's no reason you can't do that. You don't have to be like, well, kids are stupid. Fuck them. Just fart out some bullshit. Red Pill Renegade. Much to my surprise, I actually saw a copy of Eric July's comic Isom on bookshelves in a comic store I went to 3 days ago. I saw one of them out in the wild, actually at my local comic store that I go to regularly. And I kind of asked the guy about it. The guy, the new owner, it actually had changed hands recently. I was like, oh, you got what's up with that? And I was trying to not give my opinion of it because I didn't want him to, echo my opinion at me. I'm like, oh, he goes, yeah, I heard some buzz about that online, so we ordered one, and he kind of trailed off. He was sort of like, yeah, try to read it. It was pretty bad. Anomaly says, can I get a wrench so I can abuse my power immediately? I don't know about that, but you know what? I was checking to see if I could see a wrench. So it says Isom is like those free comics I read at the doctor's. Isom looks like a fake comic book a character would be reading in a sitcom. Like it looks that generic and shitty. Do a taste test of Daily Wire's chocolate bars. I'm sure it's just a Hershey's bar with a different stamp on it. That you pay $30 for to own the libs. I'm not getting no Streamlabs chats here, guys. I don't know. Streamlabs is better than Super Chats on YouTube, though, because YouTube, you have to be over $100 before you can cash out. Plus, YouTube takes a whopping at least they did when I was monetized. Maybe this has changed, but they took a whopping 30%. Meanwhile, it's a pretty small relative percentage when you get super chatted on Streamlabs. If you only send like $1, I get like 67 cents, so it's like 33 that. But the higher the amount, the lower the percentage they take. So, like, if you send like $5, I'm getting $4 and some change. Plus, I get that right away. Like, if you use a credit card on Streamlabs, I gotta wait like a day for it to process. But if you use PayPal on Streamlabs, I can stick that in my account like right then. Returner says, Mr. Beast chocolate bars are made with child slave labor according to Crazy Days and Nights. Earl says, I'm convinced Mr. Beast is Miss Beast. Mr. Beast always looks like just really fake and creepy in his pictures I see of him. I've never watched his content because I'm not a retarded 10-year-old. Like, can we just make it so minors aren't allowed on the internet? Can we do that? Because then I don't have to hear about how we need to censor the internet so minors don't see porn or something like that. And then like Nick Fuentes wouldn't have a following and Mr. Beast wouldn't have a following and all the annoying YouTubers that just play Minecraft and Fall Guys and Fortnite all the time wouldn't have any followings anymore. Can we just get rid of the fight? Like no one, at least 15, no one at least, but really let's just go with 18. No one under 18 allowed on the internet. Just don't, no, you're not allowed to have your kid. If we see you with your kid walking around with a tablet, we're going to beat the shit out of you until you take the tablet away from them. Just like, I'm tired of hearing how everything has to be censored and childproof because of them. And not only that, they shit the place up. All right. So Danny Summer says the internet is becoming family friendly in an era when no one is starting a family. We're in this terrible situation right now where everything in culture is becoming more sanitized but not wholesome. Like, we want to ban porn because a kid might see it, but we also will send him to an elementary school where they tell the little boy to cut his dick off. All right. And I would rather a little boy just look at a chick's titties than want to cut his dick off personally. You know. Matt Brick says, I contribute like $30 like 3 years ago for you to watch Fireproof. The asking price was $100. That balance should still apply. In all fairness, I did review Fireproof on the blog. I mean, I can give you a review of it. I have watched it. God, it's a fucking slug. Danny Summers says, Wignets on Twitter are saying that white men should give up all their hobbies to have kids with roasties instead. Red Pill Renegade. Another reason conservatives lose is because the art they do create is not meant to entertain, but to own their enemies. If I don't see you suffer, I can't get off to it though. I sound like half my ex-girlfriends. Yeah, imagine an internet with no kids though. Wouldn't that fucking rule? Like, imagine if Mr. Beast wasn't fucking successful. And I'll just say it, imagine if PewDiePie wasn't successful. I know everybody like, oh, he's so based and cool. And yeah, he seems like a nice guy. But can we be real for a second? PewDiePie's content sucked. It was garbage. It was just him fucking making goofy noises while he played shitty-ass fucking meme games like Five Nights at Freddy. Imagine a world where you never heard about Five Nights at Freddy's. Wouldn't that fucking rule? Just his blog. What blog? I like fucking 2012. I started a blog because I was in between jobs and didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. And that's kind of how I ended up doing this. Imagine not having to hear a 12-year-old's opinion on geopolitics. Yeah, imagine some spurgy. I don't have to hear some spurgy 13-year-old that thinks he's based. Imagine some little shit who listens to Nick Fuentes and balls haven't dropped and he hasn't kissed a girl yet. He wants to tell you how the fucking world works and all the mysteries of the human condition you've unraveled. Imagine if you never had to hear that. Imagine if you never had to hear like some 15-year-old girl tell you what she thinks is problematic. Wouldn't that fucking rule? Danny Summers, I thought I understood the world, but a sexually confused 16-year-old on Twitter lectured me on the wonders of narco-communism. Red Pill Renegades. Speaking of school, a couple recently got arrested because some moral busybody put a warrant out for them for denying their son a good education, even though he's being homeschooled. You should definitely homeschool your kid. You should absolutely definitely homeschool your kid. So he said the exception is Destiny's son. He makes his dad look even more like a cock. Can we get rid of Destiny too while we're at it? Can he why is anybody taking Destiny fucking seriously on anything? Destiny is like the left-wing Nick Fuentes. Like, even politics aside, there's no reason you should look at Destiny as a human being and think, wow, I care what he has to say about anything. Okay? I'll tell you what, Destiny. If I ever want to know what chair is most comfortable to sit in while you watch your wife take black dick, if I ever needed to know that, Destiny, I would call you up. You would be the expert, be like in the old fucking game show where you phone a friend. It's like, I got to call up Destiny. He'll know which chair is best for that. Other than that, don't think I really need to know your opinion on shit. Like Destiny looks like his son could beat him up. I've never seen his son. His son could be 5 years old for all I know. Probably could beat him up. Destiny was a shit tier StarCraft 2 streamer in like 2011. He popped up on my timeline in 2016. I couldn't believe he was around. Let alone anyone would take him seriously. Destiny fans unironically think it's alpha to be cucked. He's literally a cuck. Wolfland. I've said it before, but it isn't that we are ruled by evil that is the infuriating part, but the weakest and most pathetic forms of evil. Yeah, we're ruled by guys that like fucking Movie Bob. Not Movie Bob specifically. God will never allow Movie Bob any true success, only just enough to survive because he thinks it's funny. That's my thought, at least. Far be it for me to put words in the Almighty's mouth, but that seems to be what he's doing. So he said Destiny has lost his fucking mind after he got called out in comments about Trump's assassination attempt. Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm clicking a bunch of shit fucking annoying me here. Oh. But if you can figure out how to share screen, I'll fucking super chat. Well, I know what I have to click on here, but if I were to share screen, basically I'd have to restart the stream because it looks like I can't really use it unless I'm on Chrome. And right now I'm on Firefox. So, yeah, I can do it next time. I'm pretty sure I can get it done next time. Next time I stream on here, I'll be able to share screen. Mr. Bones, I'm at work right now, but can you get the Jesus clip and any others you want? Hit me up on Discord. It's probably not hard to find all that shit. Hell, Luke probably has half of it. But the biggest problem is if StreamYards is really going to pull this shit with me where every fucking time I close the fucking program, it doesn't save anything, then, I mean, I'm not going to set all of that shit up every fucking time. Like, maybe if this was making me real money, I would. But at that point, it truly becomes work. But I'll see. I don't know. Maybe I can figure out. Maybe there's something in settings of Streamlabs I can find that's making it do that. I don't know. I'll try and play around with it sometime this week. I am thankfully back to work this week, so I won't be streaming probably all week. But I'll probably sit down and do something next weekend. Red Pill Renegade. At this point, God is showing Movie Bob mercy at this point by keeping him alive, regardless of all the health problems his fat ass most likely has. He's a fucking big fat motherfucker. There's no getting around that. Well, shit. It's been about an hour and a half, and I haven't gotten no super chats, and I am a whore. So I'm going to probably go ahead and call it a night. Plus, I got to get some wash done before I go to bed. All right, folks. If you enjoy the content, streamlabs.com/thebacklaw. You can send a super chat when I'm not live, and I'll see it when I am live. PayPal.me/thebacklaw. You can leave a little note by the donation. I'll just use your first name when I read it, and I don't even have to do that if you say you don't want that done. And there's an Amazon wish list down below. If you want to buy me some of the dumb shit that I like, that would also be a cool way to say thank you for the content. That's about it for tonight. Let me make sure I can even fucking. Where the hell is the button? I know I sound like that that Jim Goad parody of Rini. Where's the goddamn button? Here we go, over here. This is literally the first time I've used this to stream. All right, folks, that's about it for tonight. Thank you for listening. Backlaw out.